Oh, man, that's a fun one.
Yeah, it is. It's a short and it's a fun one. I love it.
Yeah. Talked about this before, too, but, like, punk bands writing, like, less than 2-minute songs, you know that they're just going to be bangers.
Oh, yeah, every time. Unless you're Blink-182.
Oh, shots fired. No, I particularly really like how the riff does the, like, power chord and then, like the that sort of thing.
And I
think
love
that
their guitar tone.
It's really, like, crunchy. It sounds a little bit thin, but, like, in the mix, I think it works really well.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it's funny because I just watched this video. I can't remember who was by this YouTube video about mixing, and it was like, just because it sounds like shit like by itself. If you take a lot of stuff out of the mix, it's going to sound like crap by itself. But when it's in the mix, it's like supposed to sound like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was one of the biggest things that I learned in the time that I've been mixing is that a lot of the time, like, your first instinct is like, I want everything to sound fucking dope. And so everything's got bass, everything's got high end, everything sounds huge. But if everything sounds huge, then nothing sounds huge, and it's just kind of like a big mess, right? Especially guitars. Oftentimes people who are mixing their own music try to give it too much low end, and like lows and even up to like the low mids a little bit in the bass guitar will usually supplement that low end in the guitars. Like when I've been recording, I've had my bass dialed way back on the amp recently, and it's given me like a lot clearer mixes.
Speaking of bass, the bass on that song's fucking great.
I didn't particularly catch it the first time around, but yeah. I mean, the tone was great for sure.
Yeah, it's a great song. I like them a lot. I think they have a new album coming out soon. I don't know if they set a date, but I know they do have some new music coming out soon. So,
where did you say that they were from?
Seattle.
That makes sense to me. That sounds kind of Seattle-ish to me.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how like even like different genres regionally they have like a little bit of like overlap in terms of like, oh, this just sounds like Nashville, or like this sounds like Seattle, or
no, for sure. It's also interesting, like geographically, not even just like the sound of like the instrumentation and things, but also like just how different areas have scenes for different things and some don't. Like back where I went to college up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, there was a huge sort of like power pop type of scene there. But then there were also like some guys that were in metal bands, but there was just not really a scene for it. And it's always really interesting to see like what areas prefer different like styles of music.
Yeah, it's interesting.
At least with the internet, you don't have as much of a barrier to entry as long as you're able to like record and put stuff out. Then you can usually find a bit more of an audience, even if there's not a scene regionally in your area.
Yeah, because like for me, like I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would do very well in my scene. I don't know. The Dayton scene's mostly. I mean, like Life and Idol.
Those guys are sick.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, I went to high school with them. They're great guys. But I mean, the scene around here is mostly like that, like pop punk, or like, do you know what Better Anyway is?
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not super familiar.
They're from here too,
with
and they're great too. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really like. I mean, I haven't really like searched it out, I guess, but there's not really like an electronic scene in Dayton that I know of.
So one of the bands in Detroit that I've been really, really vibing with recently, I first saw them. This is a segue to my next song, by the way.
Okay.
I first saw them at an open mic that I like to go to out in the Corktown part of Detroit. And over the summer, this band called Sick Like You put out their, it's just a demo EP. Like a lot of it is still like kind of rough production, but it sounds pretty good. But they're like a really cool punk band that have been kind of making their way around like the independent Detroit scene recently. And this song is off of that demo EP. It's called X-Whore.